discuss about the data models. What are the basically data models and what is the importance of data models in the database? Objective, what is the objective behind is what business rules and how they influence the database design. This is the basically objective of data models. How major data models are involved and how it can be graphically represented in the database. So it has the importance. Data models basically the relatively simple representation, usually graphical or complex real world data structures which we can represent in the form of different models that we will discuss afterwards. So it facilitates interaction among the designer, the application programmer and the end user. End user have the different views and needs for data. As we have discussed in the last video, who are the end users? End users may be the who are directly giving the ad hoc query and accessing the data. They are just simply retrieving the data. These are the normally basically we can say the end users. Data model building blocks are the important aspects in the data model like entities, attributes, constraints and relationship. So these are the important aspects. With the help of them we represent graphically the data models. That may be the any kind of data model, but we have to take care of all these building blocks of the data model. Entities, what is entity? About the which data are to be collected or stored. For example, employee. So employee is an entity. Student is an entity. Chair is an entity. So it may be the physical object or it may be the logical object. So these are the basically different categories. Next is attribute. Attribute is the characteristics of an entity. What exactly the meaning of characteristics? It means it is the property like student's ID, student name and student course, student date of admission. These are the basically properties of that particular entity. These are the basically we can say the characteristics of that particular entity, right? Relationship. When we say we have more than one entity in the database, of course it is not necessary only the one entity is sufficient to manage the whole database. Definitely for the different purpose we have to maintain the separate entities, but these entities must be interrelated. It doesn't mean, what is the meaning of interrelated? Like suppose I say one entity is course and one entity is employee, one entity is chair. Whether all these three entities are interrelated? No, these entities are not interrelated. When you will say these entities are interrelated, course, student, now or university. So these are interrelated. Course, student, college, these are interrelated, related to the university database. Relationship is important, how these terminologies, how these entities are related. That may be 1:1, that may be 1:m, that may be m:n. That we will discuss afterwards in this video. Constraint means we have to put a particular restriction on the particular attribute, like date of joining, date of admission, or the name should be in the characters only, or the ID must be numeric only. So these are the basically restrictions. If we look at the evaluation of data models, we may categorize the data models in the hierarchical model, in the network model, in the relational model, in the entity relationship model and the object oriented model. Now what exactly the hierarchical model? Hierarchical model was developed in 1960 to manage large amount of data for complex manufacturing projects. When we were having the large complex manufacturing projects, it was included the hierarchical. So basic logical structure is represented by the form of tree. In the case of hierarchical model, we have the tree-like structure where we have the 1, 2nd, 3rd, and there is a parent-child relationship. Parent-child relationship has been maintained in the case of hierarchical model. But when we say the parent-child relationship, it means one parent may have number of children, but one child doesn't have more than one parent. That is the basically meaning of hierarchy. So hierarchical structure contains levels or segments, that is 1:m relationship. Now what exactly the meaning of 1:m relationship? If I take the example of course and student, at a time for one particular university database, for one particular course there may be number of students, but one student cannot take the admission in more than one course in the same university. That is the basically example of 1:m. We have the advantages and we have the drawbacks or limitations also in the case of hierarchical model. When we say the advantage, the database application advantages are replicated and the different form in current database environment. Replicated means each level is having its own copy. At top level, middle level and at the lowest level, all these levels are maintaining the copy of the database. It means if we say that the lowest level data has been maintained by its parent and that data also maintained by its grandparent also. Now what are the disadvantages of this hierarchical model? In the case of hierarchical model, one of the major drawback that is complex to implement. How to manage the relationship of the different levels, parent, child, child, parent and the grandparent. How we will maintain the relationship all these and how it has to be retrieved. So the key attributes to be managed, it is very difficult, right? So difficult to manage, then lack structural independence. How structure will be managed? It is lacking of independence. Then implementation limitation, how it is to be implemented. So lack of standards to maintain this hierarchical model. So what is the solution of this particular hierarchical model? That is network model. Although network model is also similar to the hierarchical model, it also maintains the relationship of 1:m. 1:m means one course, many students, one skill may be managed by the multiple users. This is not the right example for the skill. We can consider the course and students or the employee and the head, the manager. We may have only the one manager for a one particular department for the multiple employees. That we can say the 1:m relationship. So it improves the database performance. How it improves? Because it overcomes the restriction of hierarchical model where we were saying that there is only one parent and many child. Now in the case of network model, we are saying we may have the many parents also. It means one child may have the multiple parents. For example, in the case of multiple inheritance, as we have learned in the case of object-oriented programming. In the case of object-oriented programming also we know multiple inheritance manages multiple classes, multiple parent classes for the derived class, right? Now again we have certain disadvantages related to the network model. What are the disadvantages? Too cumbersome and lack of ad hoc query capability, put having pressure on programmer. Now here the programmer is having the major responsibility to manage the ad hoc query. How he has to design the query, he has to design the program to retrieve the database according to the end user requirements. So it is difficult to manage. The next aspect of the data model is relational model. Relational model developed by the CORD in 1970. CORD developed the certain rules to manage the data, that is in 1970. Conceptually simple, and it is applicable in the case of microcomputer also. So relational database requires a relational database management system which performs some basic functions provided by hierarchical and network DBMS system. For example, 1:m relationship. So it is responsibility of the RDBMS to manage the multiple entities associated with them, and of course it is not possible to manage all these entities at the same level. It has to be of course at the certain levels, that may be the hierarchy maintained in the relational model also, and this hierarchy will be maintained with the help of 1:m relationship. So the most important advantage of the RDMS is the ability to hide the complexity of the relational model from the user. So in the case of relational model, it manages the tables. Tables we can say the relation, which we can say in the form of matrix, rows and columns. Columns always say the attributes, and rows are formed as the tuple. So tables are the always stored collection of relational entities, as I told you. So relational model dominates the part of flex. So in the relational data model, it dominates due to the part of structured query language, as the structured query language supports the end user to retrieve the data with the help of the query programming, with the help of the query command, जिसको we can say the structured query language in the two forms, DDML commands and the DML commands. DDL commands performed at the conceptual level, as I discussed in the last video for the conceptual model, and at the external level we use the DML commands like select from where, that is structured query language. So SQL based relational data application involves user interface. User can directly retrieve the information. For example, in the case of student information system from the university database, we as students simply enter the roll number and the course and semester, and we retrieve our mark sheet for the result for the particular semester. So we are not concerned with the application programs has been maintained over the database. We are not concerned about the other users mark sheet. We simply enter the details and retrieve the mark sheet according to our requirement. So a set of tables is stored in the database, and SQL engine manages all these details and look after the requirement of the database and retrieve the data according to the end user. Next important model is ER model, which we can say the entity relationship model, which is accepted and adapted graphically tool for data modeling. As we know the flowcharts. Flowcharts are the graphical tool in the case of programming languages. Similarly, the ER model in the case of database. So graphical representation of entities and their relationship in the data structure. ER model focus on the entities, attributes and their relationship. So entity instance is rows and entity set is a collection of like entities. Now what is the meaning of like entities? For example, if we consider the case of banana, if we consider the entity as apple, if we consider the entity as like pineapple, so all these are the similar entities, and we consider in the case of entity set as fruit. So fruit is the entity set of apple, banana and pineapple, right? So this is the basically case of entity set. So connectivity labels types of relationships, and we represent the each notation with the help of the diagram. Now we have suppose 1:1 relationship. Suppose I can say the only the one store in charge for one particular store who manages. So there is a need of one employee who is managing as store in charge. So there is a relationship of 1:1. So here the rectangular diagram represents the entities and diamond represents the relationship. Whether it has or manages or paints. Suppose we say the M is to N relationship. So one employee may have many skills, and one skill may be managed by may be learned by the many employees. So there is M to N relationship. And the last one is object oriented model. As we know the object oriented, what is the basically meaning of object oriented? When we say suppose we learn the object oriented programming and we have said the properties and methods, all these are collaborated in one module, and that was called as the class. In the same concept, modeled both data and their relationship in a single structure known as object, right? So object oriented data model is the basis for object oriented database management system. So OODM is said to be semantic data model. So object described by its factual contents and maintained in the form of one particular block. And in this block we can say it is managing the relationship and the properties. Now what exact the object? Object is the abstraction of a real world entity. Attribute describes the property of an object, as we have learned earlier also. Objects that share similar characteristics are grouped in the classes. As I told you earlier, it grouped together in the form of classes, where it groups the methods. Methods here are the relationship, and the properties which are the attributes. So inheritance is the ability of an object within the class hierarchy to inherit the attributes and methods of the class above it. So as this diagram represents, which we have discussed, the compact OO data model, object data model, where invoice includes the properties of invoice date, invoice number, invoice order, all these incorporating let me elaborate the class customer and line. So customer is having the 1:M relationship with the properties of the invoice date, invoice number, invoice ship date and the invoice total, and it has been clubbed together in the form of object oriented data model. So today we had discussed the different type of data models, including the hierarchical, network, relational, entity relationship model and the object data models. Thank you.